Hello and welcome back to another podcast editing walkthrough. My name is SP. I'm from the GonnaGeek.com podcast network, and I co-host a podcast called Better Podcasting, which is a podcast dedicated to help the hobby podcaster. And in addition to those, I also co-host and produce a weekly podcast on the general Marvel universe called Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. Now, I've been asked by multiple people how I edit, so I created these videos to show how I edit as I edit for those that want to learn how. I stream these videos live on my Twitch stream, which you can find at twitch.tv/Stargate Pioneer. Then I upload these to my YouTube channel, which is Stargate Pioneer Edit Walkthroughs. I edit using Vegas Movie Studio 15.0 Platinum for the video side, and then I go ahead and produce a FLAC file or render a FLAC file, and then complete the audio-only edit in Audacity. Now, this is a basic editing walkthrough. It's not a lesson or series of lessons, just like a video game walkthroughs, which you might have seen around Twitch and YouTube. However, I will give explanations along the way for how and why I am editing. In this particular video, I will be editing Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode 261. And as a spoiler alert, this episode, we did talk about the Punisher season 1, episode 4. However, we are long since past that discussion and we were into the listener feedback section and then the outro. I don't think there'll be too much more Punisher discussion for the rest of the podcast. But if you want to remain spoiler free, go ahead and watch the Punisher episode 4 and then come back and watch the rest of this video. What you are actually looking at is what I've accomplished so far. And what I've done is I have loaded my tracks, a singular video track and several audio tracks, into Vegas Movie Studio 15.0 into a template that I've set up for Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. I have now completed about 52 minutes of the edit, and I plan in this video to get through that last 10 minutes worth of edit. So I can go ahead and publish this baby, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I do only have one camera track. Now, this is because we record via YouTube Live, and then I capture the video using OBS Studio, and then I put overlays on it so it looks a little bit more professional than just a blank singular screen on each individual. But this does mean that I can't do any switching, or I elect not to do any switching. You can actually switch if you're hosting the YouTube Live, but I choose not to because that brings up artifacts on the screen. So I let YouTube do the switching, and because of that, that does limit how I'm able to edit the audio, because it's very difficult if you want to avoid jump cuts or people talking with no speech coming out of their mouth. So you see their mouth moving and nothing's coming out. The 3 tracks that I record through my Zoom H6 are my track, which is in this bluish color, the Hangouts track, which is the 2 ladies together. In this case, it is Lauren and Michelle. Sometimes Haley's on there, so it's 3 ladies all on one track. And it's the soundboard track down here where I put all my bumps and intros and outros. And if we have voice feedback, then I play it through there as well. And this is great because these multi-tracks allow me to separate the audio so I can make edits in one without affecting another. Particularly if there's crosswalk talk going on, I can remove myself from what the ladies are saying. That's why we do this. And if you're interested in how the wiring diagram goes, go to geeks.link/SP-diagram2018, and it will show you how I have everything wired up in order to get the mix minus through my Mackie Pro FX 16V2 into the Zoom H6 in those 3 tracks. The ladies, Lauren and Michelle, also recorded on their Zoom H5 their singular tracks. So I have at least 3 different tracks going, myself and the 2 ladies, their track and the soundboard with the 4th track. And it's all synced up, ready to go. Now, in each of these tracks, there's actually an FX, audio FX. I generally use VST files. We're looking at Michelle's FX on her audio track right now. I use RX5, a dialogue denoiser on hers. I will be upgrading that to 7 next time around in the template. Gmax, which is a compressor of sorts. and track noise gate, which I have set at minus 30 dB. And then once I render for the final, I will turn this on and we will get some great declicks from there. And that cleans up the track from any audio artifacts or maybe some recording artifacts that have occurred along the way. And each track has separate audio effects on it. However, there is a master FX as well, which I have set Gmax only to basically get a nice limit across the board at minus 3. Gain, I've learned in the past from Audacity, needs to be 1, although I did hear Steven, we were talking back and forth, say you can set that to 0. So I might talk to him about that because I don't want to actually add any more gain to the system at this point. But there is a master FX file that will do effects throughout the entire thing when it does its final render. Now, my editing philosophy is in the video side of things. I'm mostly there to deconflict the audio, take out the crosstalk or leave minimal crosstalk in. I'm also taking out audio ticks, removing coughs, desk bangs, mic hits, that sort of thing. And also, I'm removing crutch words. I do have a little bit of thing against crutch words, but it also is a benefit to the listener because I ultimately don't waste their time or don't annoy them, one of the two, in doing it. Do you need to do that? No, but I tend to think it leaves a more professional product in the end. I'm prioritizing content, so most of the stuff we do, content is just fine. In a rare occasion, I take out content which isn't applicable at all to anything or isn't witty banter going back and forth or interesting stuff that we are talking about along the way. I'm also prioritizing the best audio quality that I can get out of each individual track and the end publication. And then I'm also being very conscious of the listener or viewer's time and trying to minimize wasted time. So, for example, if I record for an hour, I generally can shave that down 5 to 12 minutes per 1 hour, depending on how much silence there is. I use truncate silence in Audacity, or how many crutch words are used as well. If you happen to have a question and you're watching this live on Twitch, go ahead and leave the question in the chat and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, as soon as I notice that question, or if I'm involved in the edit. As soon as I'm done, I will look over there and I will answer your question. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, just leave a comment down below with a time code, please, in the video so that I can reference what you're talking about and then get you a much better answer in the end. With that, I'm going to go ahead and try to edit the final 10 minutes of this podcast. Oh, I heard something. This I don't think I've used yet. I'm going to mute this right here. I'm going to watch these output meters. Yeah, that's what I thought, Warren. And hear a lot of desk bangs, chair creaks.
Hey, we had a lot of action
from her, so we're just going to take all those out. Back.
Hey, we had a lot of action on Twitter, starting with @AdonnaGirl.
All right. Adonna Girl tweeted us, there's an MCU character in this list. @Stitch Kingdom.
This is a rare case where I'm going to do an actual video edit.
Starting with @AdonnaGirl.
All right, so a second after that is roughly there. So it's roughly where there. Okay. Go ahead and cut that. The reason I'm doing this is because Lauren is saying okay here.
All right.
Yeah, we don't need to have that in there. And I'm just using this as an example as well. So then I'm going to go ahead and do a trim start right there. And by selecting a track that's not doesn't have any audio in it or video for that matter, I'm basically selecting them all, which is great. Now, if I right click and I go to select all after cursor, all tracks, I now have everything selected. I can just move all that over. Move. And now we have a clean video edit. No jump cut. It does switch screen or scenes though, which is what you'd kind of want.
On Twitter, starting with @AdonnaGirl.
Adonna Girl tweeted us, there's an MCU character in this list. @Stitch Kingdom has the Ralph Breaks the Internet cast list. It's a really good cast list. Actually, I'm looking at the cast.
You get rid of the it's a crutch word, doesn't need to be there, and it's minimal mouth movement.
Good cast list. Actually, I'm looking at the cast list right now of all the people that are in it, all the voice actors, a bunch of people I recognize. But the one that I think people might be really excited for, Baby Groot. Baby Groot, Vin Diesel. So we are having at least one MCU character in this movie.
That's awesome. And of course, Disney can do these great crossovers. I'm looking for the first Disney Star Wars Marvel crossover because you know it's coming at some point in time. And even though Star Wars had pulled back on their production of main stuff, you just know that at some point in time, they're going to, even if it's one of the animated cartoons that they throw out. All right, double start there, false start. Take that out. See what it looks like on my mouth. They're gonna, even if it's one of the animated cartoons that they throw out, you know there's gonna be some kind of a crossover.
Oh, hey, Jennifer Hale is Cinderella.
Jennifer Hale. Oh,
Jennifer Hale, by the way,
favorite
is the newest Overwatch hero. So hype about that.
Well, that's great, especially since we haven't gotten too much of her in the other main property that she's part of recently, which is Mass Effect, by the way.
So Cajun Sean had something to...
She plays Femshep. Jennifer Hale voices Femshep in Mass Effect.
So Cajun Sean had something to say about SP.
Listening to episode 231, SP sounds like a member.
So Cajun Sean had something to say about SP.
Listening to episode 231, SP sounds like a member of the IOA.
Hey now, not all IOA members were bad. Ricardo, he actually came back and ran Atlantis, so there can be some saviors in the IOA.
Sean, it took us forever to figure out. We were like, IOA, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that is. Frantic Googling. And then like, Stargate, Robert Picardo. Got it.
For those that are missing what's going on here, the IOA was the international committee that oversaw Stargate operations in the latter part of the TV universe of Stargate. So I think there's not going to be an IOA in any future iteration. I'll take that so out when we do the audio edit, but leave it in right now. So Stargate. So I think there's not going to be an IOA in any future iterations of Stargate because, well, they're not going back to that, unfortunately. But that's a story for a different day.
Born to Eat Bacon asked us a question.
Born to Eat Bacon said, what are your feelings about the return of the Uncanny X-Men / X-Men Black? Have you read any of the one-offs leading up to it? And there's Born to Eat Bacon said, what are your feelings about the return of the Uncanny X-Men / X-Men Black? Have you read any of the one-offs leading up to it? And there's this whole conversation, but let's ask on this podcast, have any of us been reading it?
Michelle?
No.
I have not either. I've just recently, within the past few months, beginning
it.
Michelle?
No.
I have not either. I've just recently, within the past few months, beginning of the summer, really, I've cut back on a lot of the mutant books that I was getting on Marvel. Matter of fact, books in general, just because of the issues with Marvel. The stories were cliche-ish. The art was really dropping off, and it just didn't seem to be something that I wanted to read on a weekly basis. wasn't getting out of it what I was pushing in. So the only mutant book that I'm still receiving is Domino, but everything else I'm gotten rid of.
Okay. So I will be picking up at some point the issues that Sean.
And we'll edit there. Domino, but everything else I'm gotten rid of.
I will be picking up at some point the issues that Sean and McGuire wrote, because she's one of my favorite writers. I've met her several times. She's amazing. And her life's goal was to write for X-Men. I just haven't had the chance yet because I've been very busy.
What series is she writing for?
She's writing for Spider-Gwen.
Okay.
But she's also written several episodes of X-Men Black. She wrote X-Men Black Mystique. She wrote, oh my God, Scott. She wrote, oh my God, Scott Aukerman wrote X-Men Black Mojo.
I have gotten Spider-Gwen, so I have seen her stuff.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite authors. She's written Astronomy.
Rid of a crutch word right there.
Authors. She's written Astronomy McGuire. She writes the October Day series as Mira Grant. She writes the Newsflesh series. Those are her big series. She also writes just several other other series and other standalone books. All amazing. Her writing is fantastic. And like I said, as long as I've known of her, she's a huge fan of Emma Frost. Like the very first time I ever met her, we squealed about X-Men. And she's always said, it's my life goal to write X-Men. She is finally writing X-Men, and I could not be happier for her. So over the holidays, I'm going to be picking up all the X-Men books that she's written and reading them. But just over the past year, I've been really, really angry at Marvel Comics and haven't bought that many from them. So over the holidays, I'm going to be like, okay, what do I honestly really want to read?
Yeah.
And going over, but for time reasons, for money reasons, I haven't been picking them up.
Yeah, in a future podcast, I might get a list together of everything that's still on my pull list, and we might go over that if you guys want to, but we don't have to. So, yeah.
But yes, take this as an endorsement of anything.
We don't have to.
But yes, take this as an endorsement of anything Seanan McGuire writes. Seanan McGuire. Pro follow on Twitter. Absolute amazing follow on Twitter. Absolute amazing writer. Just fantastic. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Pro follow on Twitter. Absolute amazing follow on Twitter. Absolute amazing writer. Just fantastic. So good.
Mm-hmm. All right. In the spirit of my favorite fight scene ever, we are going to fly the drone and get this one out. All right. This is one of the easier ones to replace. It is End of Feedback 2, because I've changed it since the original. Need to change it again. Need to find time to go through some music libraries to buy something that I'm not going to use. To buy something that I'm not going to get sued for. Excuse me. I'll use it. All right. And get this one out. Thanks everybody that has been catching up, like Born to Eat Bacon and Cajun Sean, and listening to our episodes or listening. Bacon and Cajun Sean and listening to our episodes or listening to or reading the comics and asking us about it. Thank you very much for all that. We really appreciate the interaction. Don't forget, we have a Discord server which you can interact with us over there as well. That's gonnageek.com/Discord. Come on in, and we've been having a little bit of Marvel conversations, not only in the Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. channel, but also in the TV and film channel in there as well. So come join the fun.
Thank you to everybody who gets a hold of us. We love hearing from you. Thanks to everybody who's stuck with a hold of us. We love hearing from you. Thanks to everybody who's stuck with us for this long. I can't believe it's been just so many years at this point. Guys, we've been here a while.
Yeah, the podcast was officially started in the September timeframe in 2013. So That's a
really long time.
Yeah, the podcast is now 5 years old. Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yes, thank you to everyone who downloads us and listens to us or goes over to YouTube to watch our beautiful faces.
And they are indeed beautiful. Well, you ladies, of course, are beautiful. I am just passable. I'm here just the monkey flipping the switches. So in that space, until next time, I'm Director SP.
I'm Agent Lauren.
And I'm Consultant Michelle.
See you guys next time. Bye.
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 All right. This will go the outro replacement here, which is right there. I'm going to pull it down. Now, this is pretty easy because I've got beep beep beeps. They're half a second long and really easy to line up. There we go.
No infringement is intended.
There's some noise going on there. I'll have to deconflict that. All right. The other thing that I do at the end here.
Copyright 2018. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright.
You know what? I'm just going to cut Lauren off.
Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2018.
All right. So I'm going to have to insert video track. Insert video track. I'm going to bring down the logo. It'll be right there. And more importantly, this. What I need to transition to. Basically, I'm fixing the end here by putting in some video. And actually, I will fade that in just in case it's a different shade. So it would be noticed a little less.
Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is copyright 2018.
Right. That should be black then. Nope. Insert track. I have a black box. No, I don't. Insert generated media. Solid color. There we go. Put it black. There we go. moving stuff around just so it fades in and out. Pretty cool.
2018.
Okay, insert text media. Video produced by Stargate Pioneer. Take that down to 16. Go. Huh. Yeah, I guess. There we go. Let's see what this looks like.
S.H.I.E.L.D is copyright 2018.
Yeah, I'm good there. That'll work out just fine. And the rest of this is for post credits or after credits or whatever you want to call them. Outtakes. And I will go through that offline, but that is how everything gets put together. Now, in order to put the audio track render together at this point, you need to go back in all the tracks and then add the RX7 declick, random clicks. Let's just try that. Lauren, try random clicks there. Turn that on. Michelle, same thing. Turn it on, random. Save the project. And I know my render is going to catch all this at the end, but I'll just delete it. So, render. No, we will make movie. Save it to my hard drive. Browse. I don't want to put it in. Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is where I want it. Actually, wow. That was the wrong drive. That's the right drive. Select that folder, advanced options, which is going to make me do that all over again. And I want to render the whole thing, not just a loop. And this. Save. And I will render it. And this will take a while, so we won't actually stay here for it, but that is it. I have edited the video. Once I edit the audio, I will go back in and make any corrections that I need to make along the way. And I will then render the video, and the audio will be rendered over in Audacity, and I will publish both of them. So that was the video edit of Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 261. Next time I will start the audio edit over in Audacity. I will import that FLAC file and go for it. Once again, I am SP from Better Podcasting on the GuineaGeek.com network. If you happen to have a question, ask it in the YouTube comments down below with a time code, please, so I can have a reference as to what you're talking about. You can always get me on Twitter at Stargate Pioneer. You can email me, StargatePioneer@GuineaGeek.com, or you can catch me on our network Discord channel, and you can get a free invite at GuineaGeek.com/Discord. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like videos like this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe down below. We'll see you guys later. Bye.